it's, funny, and we should laugh at it, but the truth is that this whole kind of anti-Sharia hysteria is part of a larger trend in this country. You'll remember not too long ago when Sharon Angle informed the American public that there are 2 cities in the United States living currently under the Sharia. That would be Dearborn, Michigan, and Fairfield, Texas. Now, this came as quite a shock to the mayor of Dearborn, Michigan, who very quickly issued a press release saying, no, actually, we're still part of America. Yeah. The mayor of Fairfield, Texas, didn't say anything because there is no such place as Fairfield, Texas. I'm not kidding. Look it up. Part of this is, has come about very much this sort of anti-Sharia hysteria because some of the hue and cry about the Park 51 Center has gone away. That mosque at Ground Zero, that's neither a mosque nor at Ground Zero. And in a sense, those same people who turned that issue into such a horrific controversy are the same people who are now talking about the slow takeover of the United States by Muslims, all 1% of us. And so you have someone like Pamela Geller. Pamela Geller, of course, famous for not only single-handedly coming up with the phrase mosque at Ground Zero, but also famous for her repeated assertions that Barack Obama is the bastard Muslim love child of Malcolm X. Again, not kidding. She and her partner in crime, Robert Spencer, who runs a blacklist called Jihad Watch, which would make Joe McCarthy blush, and who most recently issued a tirade against Campbell's Soup for its decision to issue a line of halal soups to go with its line of kosher soups. For Mr. Spencer, that was an indication of the Muslim takeover of America, one can of soup at a time. And then, of course, there is Newt Gingrich, the GOP front-runner, who, of course, made a complete fool of himself repeatedly during the Park 51 controversy. You remember Newt Gingrich. He was the one who quite famously said, we'll let them build a mosque at Ground Zero when they let us build a church in Mecca, which is interesting because I wasn't aware that that's how we did things around here. I've got an idea. How about we let our women vote when the Saudis let their women vote? Would that make Newt Gingrich happy? Newt Gingrich now wants to ban a federal law. They want a federal law banning the imposition of Sharia in the United States, which is kind of like banning Americans from riding unicorns. All of this is part of this unprecedented hysteria, this unprecedented level of anti-Muslim rhetoric that has become such a part of the mainstream in this country. Islam in the United States and the Middle East in particular has become otherized. It's become a kind of receptacle into which people are throwing their fears and anxieties about the economic situation, the political instability, America's changing role in the globe, about the changing racial landscape and religious landscape of this country. It seems increasingly that whatever is foreign, whatever is exotic, whatever is unfamiliar, whatever is fearful is being tagged with the label Islam. And so a new poll came out yesterday showing that 45% of Americans believe that Islamic values are, quote, antithetical to American values. Now, this is fairly, common in American history. We have often looked to minorities, whether religious or ethnic minorities in this country, as foreign, as un-American. Indeed, everything, absolutely every word that is being said about America's vast and diverse Muslim community has been said about its Catholics, about its Jews, about its Mormons, about its Quakers. This is what we do in this country, particularly in times in which identity is in flux, and this is certainly one of those times. And I am certain I am absolutely 100% confident that in a generation or two, we will look back at the Robert Spencers and Pamela Gellers and Newt Gingriches of the world, of today, I should say, with the same kind of shame, the same kind of derision, and the same kind of mockery, and I do mean that honestly because these people are clowns and you should laugh at clowns, that we look back at the anti-Semitic bigots of the 1920s and 30s, the anti-Catholic bigots of the late 19th century. I'm certain about that.